What's going on? Howdy, howdy, everybody. Here to play some D&D finally. It has been a while since we did this. But I figured we could definitely get something going tonight. I decided to go keys from the Golden Vault. Or the Golden Vault? The Golden Vault? I don't know. Keys of something with the Golden Vault. But how do I always forget to do that? You know what's really obnoxious is, you know what? I wonder. I'll have to check. I can't. So the way that OBS works. Also, I appreciate it, Widget. Thank you for telling me. The way that OBS works, you set up all these different scenes using different pieces that you have set up. So, for instance, I have my desktop audio as one piece, right? But if I have two different sounds using that desktop audio, so I want the audio full volume when it's in nothing to do with me. It's just the starter scene. But when I switch to mine, that piece is still the same. It doesn't change that piece going between them. And so it's obnoxious that I have to remember to turn that down. But I'm wondering if I can't make like another piece using the same audio but have that turned down. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But anyway, now that I've messed up again with the volume, I'll have to check into that. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, figured I would do some Keys of the Golden Vault tonight just for fun, because I think before Christmas this is probably going to be the last stream, because I have like this fort that I have to build in our playroom for the kids, and basically every waking of my minute of my life is going to be towards that while I can, between planning it, cutting all the pieces out in the shop, and obviously putting it together. So it's going to be a nightmare. So this is probably going to be the last stream before Christmas, so I figured I'd make it a good one. We'll do some D&D. I know everybody likes doing that, I think. So yeah, that's the plan. And in a quick, I guess, overview of the card situation, the Sachemon cards, I know I posted these over in the Discord, but I like to bring things from the Discord over to YouTube for anybody that happens to see it here. So you may not have a chance to snipe item cards while you're busy. I mean, you can try. It only takes me a couple seconds to check Discord and the shop. So, just saying. Yeah, I'm going to slide the screen over here in a second. I got to swap these around. There you go. There you go. And can I zoom out? I sure can. One. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Slide this over here. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so let's swap to this. Oh, let me hide this. We don't need that out at the moment. There we go. So, for those of you that haven't seen it over in the Discord, we've got this is what the hero cards are going to be looking like. So, we have the Nimbian hero card, which is the only one I've made so far, only because I haven't gotten the others, like you, Widget, to do your whatever artwork you want to have for your character. So, if you have an idea for that, by the way, feel free to start working on that now. And I can give you a size that I use for the card, so that way you know what kind of dimensions I'm working with. But here is the hero card, and here it is holographic, which super cool. I also used the dual shield holo here, just for fun, because I can. And then we've got the promo cards. So this is the Venom Fang promo card. It's a creature. That's why it's red, but it's nice and shiny. So, love that. I love how these ones are turning out. We've got the blue one here for items, just like the regular blue item cards. And then this Orca Sword is also one of the promo cards. These are actual promo cards, so these are completely finished. And we have the literal last card of Sachemon so far, the Font of Knowledge, which is a location, which is why it's green. So, they're looking awesome. I appreciate it with it. Yeah, I talked to Brian the same way you did about the gold, and how, you know, maybe the gold, not necessarily what we're looking for this one. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, why does it have to be gold and be metallic? We can have all these other cool colored metallic ones. So, yeah, big fan of how these cards are coming out. I'm happy with it so far. Orca Sword makes me want something that's adjacent to Word of Orcus. Yeah, something like a power word kill. Oh, Orcus Word. Yeah, they should. Hold on, let me pull it back up. They should separate that. It should be Orcus Sword. But yeah, it's all one word, Orcus Sword. Too funny. Too funny. Also, what's going on? Quintarius Quincy. Sorry, I didn't see your name. I just saw the text pop up. So, figured I'd shout out. All right, so that's those. Big fan of how these are turning out. Hopefully, I mean, it's going to be a little bit before I get into the Discord, but hopefully not too long. Now, let me minimize that. And then we can get into some D&D. So, let me see here. Actually, the last card of Sachemon is 1021. Oh, you're right. You are correct. You're right. It is 1021. I forgot. Jester is the last one at the moment. That's funny. How did I forget that? Okay, so what we're going to be doing tonight, for those of you, Quintarius, Quincy, if you haven't done this before, you haven't seen this, I'm not sure if you have. I know Widget has, and I know some of the others that were just here have. But the way we're going to play this tonight, I have the character sheets and everything available to you down in the description. I got to shout out the Underground for sure. I have the player character sheets down below. I will also, once I get to the battle maps and stuff, I'll have a link. There is a link there. I don't know if that's going to work at the moment, but I'll have a link to those for you to be able to check those out. It'll be on the screen, but you can pull it up elsewhere if you'd like. But for those of you that have done this before, I have gone and updated the character sheets. They are now level 6, and they are on PDF's regular character sheet style now instead of that other one that I had. Additionally, when you click that link to go over to the Google Drive, there is a list of all of the character gear now, because I know that everybody was wondering, when am I going to get that in there? I want to be able to see what gear we have, what kind of potions we have, and so forth. So that's all there now, too. You can check that out, and I will have that up as well, at least the character gear, as we need it. Let me pull up Excel real quick so that way I have that up. Okay, and I'll put that up here. Minimize it for now. I don't need Discord at the moment. Okay, so what are we going to be doing tonight? Well, you guys are back at Heroes Haven. You finally returned. I know the last one or two we did, you were on your way back just because I didn't have anything updated for you guys. But you have now returned to Heroes Haven. And let me see. I feel like I could change. I wish. I'm using a different sound pad at the moment. And I wish that, oh, that's in a new tab. I wish I had, like, some kind of other just regular, not heist one up. But it's okay. So, you're back at Heroes Haven, and Craig comes up to you. And it's kind of, it's the dusk. Dawn? Dusk. The sun's just starting to set, so you've got a nice evening glow about town, and Craig kind of, you see him walk out of the town hall and point his attention directly to you and just come kind of bustling over to you a little bit. And as he shows up, he's like, well, I've been looking for you guys. I got something sent to me that I think that you could really deal with. You've done a lot of good work for Heroes Haven so far, and honestly, this one I would only trust to some of our best members, and as someone who's proven themselves, I wanted to see if maybe this is something that you're interested in. It's a client I haven't worked with, but I'd love to do more work with them in the future, so if you could really make sure you bring this one home, that would be great. All I know is they're looking for someone to help them find something, and they sent me this box. And he holds out what looks like a little wooden, it's like a walnut-colored wooden box. With a gold lock on the front that looks like a kind of an empty keyhole. So as he hands this out, what would you like to do? It is totally up to you. So for those of you that are new, you can just type in the comments whatever it is you would like to do, whatever you want your characters to do. So you have 4 characters. You have a fighter named Captain Ommoll. You have a wizard, an evocation wizard named Lenka. You have a cleric, a life domain cleric named Walsen and and you have a rogue by the name of Damien the rogue. So as your rogue, fighter, cleric, and wizard are standing there in front of Craig with an outstretched wooden box, what would you like to do? And in the meantime, I can get other sound up. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with this one. And I'll pause this. Did it start? Let's open fields. Oh, no. It's nighttime. We don't want that. Let's go with... Does the box have a lock, and is it currently closed and locked? It is currently closed. The box is closed shut, and you can see there's like an intricate, what looks to be, you can't, there's like beautiful carvings throughout the wood that kind of circle this golden clasp lock. And Lenka would at least be able to tell without even rolling that it looks like there's something arcane about this box in general, but not necessarily something you would be able to discern by the carvings. It looks different, something a bit above his capabilities. So you have this wooden box now that Craig's holding out to you, and it doesn't look like it's affecting Craig by any means. He doesn't look like the box is doing anything to him. I need to pull up this. There we go. Oh shoot, where did that go? Something happened to my... There we go. And... these ads. There we go. I feel like Craig is like, well, are you going to take it? Damien takes a few steps away from the group. Be ready if I explode. Damien mumbles and opens the box. Okay. Okay. So Damien, as he grabs the box from Craig, and kind of turns his head behind his shoulder to the other, he's like, all right, step back in case I blow up. Walsen, be ready to pick me up. And what you notice immediately is all of a sudden there is a golden key inside of the lock. And so Damien grabs the key and he turns it slightly, and as he does, the box flings open. And as it flings open, you hear this voice come out of the box. Feminine, but kind of taut in the voice. You hear, "Greetings, operatives. A valuable painting has been stolen from a member of the Constantori Esoterica, an organization with connections to the Golden Vault. The Constantori Esoterica specializes in the study of objects of historical significance. We suspect that the stolen painting, Constantori's portrait, has magical properties and ties to the occult. This quest, should you choose to undertake it, requires you to infiltrate the guild house of the Agile Hand, a dangerous thieves' guild. Find where the painting is kept, recover it, and return it to Adriza Caramort of the Constantori Esoterica. A preliminary meeting with Adriza has been set up already, and a coach will arrive shortly to deliver you safely to her location. Good luck, operatives." And as she finishes that, the box whoosh, slams shut, and as it does, Damien notices immediately that there's no longer a key inside of the lock. And so with that, Damien kind of goes to turn around and see if the others are looking, and as he does, Craig's head is like looking down at the box from his shoulder, kind of wide-eyed. He's like, "Oh, well, that's quite the interesting little box, is it not? Might have to see if I can get my hands on one of those." Well, all right. Good luck. Make sure, again, you guys perform well on here. They're paying me quite a bit of money to send you out there, so I believe in you. I entrusted you with this. Au revoir. And he walks back off to the town hall. And at that point, the other three come walking up behind Damien and kind of surround him there. He's like, "Oh, all right. They said they're sending a cart or something." And just as he says that, you hear... and you hear the rolling of some wheels. And as they turn around, this dark black stagecoach pulls up and just go as the horses stop. And just above the horses leading the cart, you see what looks to be a cheerful woman, just kind of all dressed in black, but a big smile on her face. Well, all right, come on up. And she just kind of waits for you all to climb aboard. And so as she does so, your group kind of looks at each other, and in they go. So they pile into the stagecoach, and the horses begin trotting off once more. So your carriage travels for several hours. It's a good bit of distance. And as they do so, the sun has now set pretty low, and a small rain has started to come in. Nothing crazy, no crazy thunderstorms or high winds, just a light rain, enough to kind of patter the top of the stagecoach that you're in. And after several hours, you look out the window and you notice that you're now going through this big field, what looks to be some kind of farm field, fencing around it on the outskirts, but you're traveling pretty deep into the farm field, and the direction of what looks to be a red barn out in the middle. And as you get towards this barn and the rain is starting to get a little bit heavier, the stagecoach kind of rounds out at the front, and you hear the horses kind of stop their trotting, and you look out the door now, the window of the door, and you see the two doors to the barn slide open, and out comes this human female, relatively tall, maybe 5'11-ish, 5'10", 5'11", with her hands behind her back, confident in her stature, comes walking out into what is now turning into be kind of a mud pit. And she waits for you to get out of the stagecoach. So I will now ask you, what is it you would like to do as you see this figure walk out of the barn? And in the meantime, I'll try to find... I wish they had a rain. They don't on this one. Let me see. What if I type in... Let's see, right. Let's see what we got. These are all like... Nah, that's not it. That's not it. I need my... my phone is currently being used for my kids because my wife's not home. I need my pocket bard in here. I also wish I had a little more time to set this up, because that would have been cool. Just the basic 40 utility sounds, musical moods. Oh, let's try that one. Let's try that one. It says it's loading sounds. I think my internet got a little bit slower yesterday because I swapped my router over. But I'm going to get... Let's see. Let's go with... Go with this. What's this sound like? It's just kind of a forest. Let me see what kind of music sounds they got. There you go. Do I have a rain? No, I don't have a rain. Okay. Alright. After a moment or two, Walsen slaps his leg. Well, lads, we have arrived. Let us meet our mysterious benefactor. And Walsen will trot out of the cart, almost like the door from the from the porta potty, the outhouse from Shrek. He kicks it out, stomps down into the mud. Well, good day, lass. And as he does that, the other three look at each other and just kind of put their head down, shake their head, and out they go. So they step out into the mud collectively, and as they do, you start to feel the rain hit your faces, and you feel your clothes start to get a little bit wet. You see this tall, well-dressed human woman standing in front of you, and she immediately goes, "Thank you for coming, gentlemen. I am Adrisa Caramort. Sorry, I don't know how to say that name. My organization would like to hire you to retrieve a painting that was stolen from us by a thieves' guild. For the painting's safe return, I'm prepared to pay you 2,000 gold pieces. On top of your mayor's cut, of course. Let's go inside and escape the rain, shall we? There's someone else I'd like you to meet. And she turns and walks back into the barn, which is dimly lit. It's not super bright, but there are lights inside of it, and you can see what looks to be the basics of a barn out in the middle of a field. You see stacked hay bales, you see what looks to be different horse stables on either side. You see some pitchforks in a pile. But as she goes in, she turns the corner and disappears to the left behind the door. So as you watch her go in, what is it you would like to do? As I look for a rain sound. Why is this so hard? Why don't we have a rain sound? These are literal DM's tools. That's funny. Ooh, Castle Ravenloft. That's a good one. Steampunk, combat feeder monster. The tavern, we don't want that. Maybe Old Town? Let's see what Old Town's got. Maybe it's got rain. Sorry, multiple people talking to me. Mind describing the inside of the barn again? Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So, from where you are outside, you're maybe about 20 feet from the barn itself. And you can see that because the doors are open, it's dimly lit inside, but it's got the basics of what you would expect in a barn. You see a couple hay bales kind of piled up in different areas of the barn. You see what looks to be probably some stables to either side. You don't currently see any horses in there, but you see what looks to be maybe some stables on either side. You see like a pitchfork shoved into one of the hay bales, a couple beams going up to disappearing above the door inside. But when she walked in, she kind of went behind the door to the left, so you lost sight of her. So you can only really see what's inside of the barn itself. I would really... Oh, Distant Thunder. We could do that one. Oh, but that's not a repeatable one. So close. Oh, here's Light Rain. Yes! I knew we'd get it. Alright, but I need a little more rain. Do we have a heavy rain? See crickets, church bell. There's a couple here I can hit. Dragon away, Earton, yeah. You really can't hear it. There you go. There you go. I think I need to get off the board. Yeah, that's better. That's better. There's still a lot to learn, so let's follow her. All right. So, as your group walks in, a little, I guess, apprehensive at first as you kind of walk slowly into the barn. You see to the left, Damien would probably make a perception check to keep an eye out as they're walking for trouble, other people, strangers, etc. Sure. So go ahead and roll a d20 for a perception check for Damien as he's keeping an eye out, walking into this barn. As someone who used to be a spy, kind of knowing what kind of hinky things can go on here. And hopefully now you can hear the rain. Because I can barely hear it, but I was able to turn it up some. This is the first roll from Nightbot tonight. It's going to be a big one. I probably should have tested Nightbot at the beginning. There we go, a 6. Okay. So, as you're walking through the barn, Damien's focusing a lot on the stable areas, left and right, kind of making sure no one's hiding behind it. And as he kind of leads the way, there's a rolls I'm used to. Your group kind of makes their way into the front door, and he doesn't really see anything. But as soon as they go into the door to the left, they see what looks to be a ladder going up to a walkway that leads towards what looks to be on the back half of the barn, an upper loft area. So you go up the ladder, there's a little walkway, and then a big loft. You can't see anything from the angle you're at up on the loft. So collectively, your group decides, hey, there's more to learn. So they start climbing the ladder. Now, with Damien leading the way, he gets up to the top, and immediately what you can see is the woman that you were just talking to, standing over next to what looks to be a man in a chair, tied to it, his hands tied behind his back. You see like a patchy beard all along him. He's caked in mud everywhere. He's got like a little blood rolling down his face some. And you see that he's got some cloth wrapped around his mouth that he's currently kind of chewing on as he's... Now he himself is apprehensive of what's going on as a new group of individuals has climbed up the ladder and entered the space. So your group walks over, and the woman looks at you, and she tells you that, well, this here, supposedly, is Grinky Birthwork. I don't know if I believe the name, but that's irrelevant. We caught him during the heist of the painting that we're asking you to recover, and so we've been trying to gather a bit of information out of him. He says that he's willing to help for his freedom, but I figured since you would be the ones going out to do the work, you could question him yourself and see what it is you can get. So with that, she kind of walks to the side of the loft, crosses her arms, and lets you do whatever it is that you're going to do. So you see him kind of wide-eyed, and he's got the thing in his mouth, and he's like, So what is it you would like to do? Ask. Also, I should have changed my background. What kind of image do we got that could go along with this? I don't think I have a creepy barn image. How about... Yeah, I don't. I think the closest I have is probably this. Yeah. A weird barn out in the field next to a couple trees. Which one was this? Yeah, there we go. Is there a second chair? There is not. The loft is void of anything else other than Adriza, as you know her name now. Supposed Grinky is his name, and that's it. So it's just like a big wooden plank area. You can see a closed, like, double window out to what would realistically be the farm even further out to one side, but it's closed anyway. So, and then it's dimly lit by a few torches kind of spaced around. Also, I wish I had known you'd be the only one here, Widget. I would totally have had you, well, I know you're at work, but I could have totally had you join in on Discord or something. Walsen walks forward and removes the gag, Ommoll stepping to Walsen's right. Okay, so as Walsen moves forward, all right, old chap, let's see what you've got to say. And he reaches out, and as he goes to reach out, Grinky, like, steps back and tries to... And Walsen grabs that and rips it down as Captain Ommoll stands next to Walsen with his sword on the hilt, or his hand on the hilt of his sword. All right, start talking. And so Grinky will look at me, he's like, all right. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? I'll tell you what you want to know as long as you're going to set me free. And so now he's sitting there terrified for his life, but he seems to be genuine about at least doing anything to get out of here, as long as you're going to let him go. I see we had a couple more concurrent viewers pop in, so for those of you that are just joining us, we are currently in a barn on top of a loft, and we are questioning a man tied to a chair about he supposedly worked with a group of individuals that stole a painting, and so now you have the ability to question him about that. Walsen, what interest did your organization have in this painting? Simply gold or something more? Well, we tend to take these things and make a good bit of gold. We don't make as much as, obviously, the Guildmaster does, but, you know, they sell it, we make the gold, we get paid off pretty good, I get hired to go be the lookout, which I thought I was doing well until, of course, they caught me, and now here I am, stuck to this chair. But, yeah, usually we just flip these items, so I imagine that's probably what they're doing with it. And if you want, you can go ahead, after every time I answer a question, you can roll a d20 to roll an insight check to see if you're believing what he's saying or if something seems off. We got a d20 coming for an insight check from Sir Walsen here. Because I think he's got the better, if I remember correctly. Alright, so... yeah, Walsen's a +7. So 20. So as Walsen, so Walsen is really taking in the personality here of trying to seem like the most intelligent person in the room. But he is actually very good at reading people. So... alright. Chaps, I think he's telling the truth here. So Walsen genuinely believes what he's saying. That he's not totally sure if that's what they're going to do, but that's seemingly what they tend to do with everything. So that's what he suspects they'll be doing with the painting. So Walsen confirms that he feels confident about this one. I forgot to bring up the improved initiative. What else would you like to ask? So, I see we have more concurrent viewers coming in. You are currently questioning a human bandit that was supposedly part of a group of individuals that have stolen a painting. And so far, that's all you know about it. And you have asked this bandit one question. Who he is tied to a chair, and the people who caught him are just kind of standing there letting you question him as you'd like. So, you've currently learned that it's likely that they're just going to be flipping the painting. They're going to be selling it on their end to make some money, because apparently that's what they typically do. The Guildmaster makes a bunch of coin, pays the guys, and that's the business. Is there a central storehouse or safe room where stolen... Alright, so as Walsen confirms to the others, Captain Ommoll chimes in. Alright, so you got some kind of storehouse or safe room for the stolen goods, or where are these things taken to? Yeah, it could be one of two places, I imagine. We've got the basement, we do keep some stuff in there, and then you've got the, let's see, I don't necessarily know where they would take it, but it could be in Guildmaster Dusk's quarters, maybe. Which, yeah, it's the round part of the building. You see, like, you've got the square part, and then you've got, you know, the basement, and you've got the upstairs. But one part of the building is more round, and upstairs there, that's the Guildmaster's quarters. I drew a map already, and he looks over at the woman, and she looks at you as to nod, like, we've got the map. But so he tells you that he's not totally sure. Could be in the basement, maybe. Could be in Guildmaster's quarters. Sorry if you hear the beeps, by the way. This is currently... I have to have my phone up because my wife's not home, so I got to keep track of the kids that are in bed, just in case. Walsen, whether to the lady or the thief, what does the painting look like? So, as Walsen kind of ponders what it is exactly you guys want to do here. All right. What's this painting look like? Is it really worth all this trouble to go and take? And the bandit that's in front of you, yeah, I don't know. I never really got a good look at it. I was out there trying to be the lookout, and then all of a sudden everything went wrong. I heard the guys running, and as I turned to run out to the wagon myself, bam! These people hit me and knocked me out. Next thing you know, here I am. As he says that, the woman chimes in. She's like, yes, he's telling the truth. We knocked him out. Sorry about that. But it's actually a painting of a man, and one of the most beautiful men in the world. Or at least that's what we were planning to discuss with it. We had set up an arrangement with several of our colleagues to discuss. Hold on. They actually have information on this, which is kind of funny. Yeah. Okay. It was going to be a bit of a debate over the cultural significance of masculine beauty and the aesthetics and what the influence on society is. But obviously we never got to have that conference because of you and your friends. We also believe that it's arcane in nature of some manner, but we're not really sure exactly what that might be yet. So you gather that the painting is a painting of a man, supposedly a very good-looking man, that brings about a lot of debate of masculine beauty and aesthetics, and then tops it off with, and supposedly the painting is arcane in some form, shape or form, but they didn't have the painting long enough to discern what that magical capability might be. But she also tells you, if she didn't already tell you, but I think she did, that it's called Constantori's portrait. All right. Tell us about this guild master of yours. Yeah. Guildmaster Dusk. She's it's a bit scary, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't find myself getting on her bad side, especially as sneaky as she is, but she does what she does, and she's good at it, so, I can't complain, as long as I do exactly what she's asking me, which, to be honest with you, I don't know if when I get out of here, please let me get out of here. When I get out of here, I don't know if I want to go back, because, she does run quite a tight ship, and I guess technically I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Ooh, but, no, she's a human woman, and she typically is found in the safe house, but yeah, not much else to say about her except I wouldn't scrabble with her myself. The insight check. I like it. No. Absolutely. 100%. That's why I offered it. 13 plus 7, so another 20. You can tell he's genuinely scared of the guildmaster. As he's talking about her, you can tell that he means what he says when he talks about her being, I guess, running a tight ship. Absolutely means that. You can also tell that maybe he doesn't know too much about her, in the sense that he knows who she is. She's his boss. But it seems that she kind of separates herself from the lower echelons of the group. So, he doesn't, it's not like he's in with her or anything like that. So, he doesn't know too much. But he means it when he says that she runs a tight ship and that she's terrifying. At least him. think I can add some thunder in here. Hold on. Here, where'd the thunder go? There's the thunder rolls. Barrel, barrel, barrel. I think it was over here. That's why. Distant thunder. Yeah. Oh, that was kind of loud. Turn that down. And how my brain is down the Garth Brooks rabbit hole. Yeah, that's what I should be playing in the background. You know, if I wouldn't get copyrighted for it, I would absolutely play Garth Brooks When the Thunder Rolls in the background. Or at least the instrumental version of it. You get that guitar playing in the background, know exactly what it is. Any other questions you would like to ask of the bandit that is tied up to the chair, who seems to know at least stuff about the group, but not necessarily, doesn't seem like he was part of the specific choosing of the item, per se, because he doesn't even really know much about it, if anything. Can't think of any major questions that aren't related to the map and the layout. Okay. All right. Oh, I think that we need to get a good look at this map. You stay here. We'll go check it out. Let's go. And Walsen will turn and walk over to the woman who, as he does so, she holds out the map itself. So, give me 1 second, because I need to... Hold on. F11. I need to hide this for a second. There, you can see my computer screen. Let me hide this. There you go. And she gives you this map, which I will send you the link for in the chat for anybody that would like to see it. That is the link to the map that we are currently looking at on screen. So, from what you can see, it looks like there are 3 floors to this facility. You have the upstairs, the mid-floor, or the main floor, and... Oh, I pasted it over there. Got it. And the basement. And you see a couple notes written on it as well. So for the upstairs, it looks like... is that the upper floor? 2 basement. Yeah. Okay. So for the upper floor and the middle floor... Oh, that's funny. You see what looks to be some kind of barn, stables, hayloft written on the right side there. You see some bedrooms upstairs. You see that he's noted the lookouts on 2 different balconies upstairs. And then you see the round room that he's talking about to the left. And you see it on the middle floor and the upstairs floor. So it seems to go between those 2. And he even noted which one is the Guildmaster's quarters. And he noted that the painting's probably in here or in the basement. And then you see the livery and the office on the middle floor, and he's noted a bunch of stairs. And then in the basement, you see he's noting that there's a secret door someplace, there's our traps all over for training, and you see storage. So, with that, you're able to kind of get an idea of the layout of the hideout that you would be looking at now. And so as you're looking at the map, the woman chimes in, well, we were able to receive a key to at least the front door by our knowledge from one of the members that tends to get a little too drunk out at the bar at night. So one of our operatives did manage to just borrow it, if you will. I couldn't tell you what doors this opens up, but hopefully maybe at least opens a front door. We're not totally sure. And she hands out this, what looks to be a golden key. And so she hands that over to you. You now have some key that does something. And then she finishes it off with, yeah, we've been able to figure out where the hideout is, per se, but we haven't necessarily been able to spare anyone to go give it a good scouting. So, other than this map, we don't have much more information for you. So it's kind of his word if you trust it. And he chimes in. He's like, yeah. I haven't lied yet. I promise. Haven't lied. Please, just let me go. I'll tell you what you want. And I'll worry about, hopefully, Guildmaster Dusk not killing me on my own. I don't even need your help. You just have to let me out of this barn. Let me out of these straps. Off of this chair. Get me out of here. And you'll never have to see me again. And I promise I won't steal another one of your artifacts. Damien to the thief. Your guild, what marks them? Tattoo, password, item. That's a good question. We haven't really... We've talked about getting matching tattoos. I wanted an I hate dad tattoo on my chest. I thought, a lot of us had that in common, but apparently a few of the guys really close to their dads. One of them, their dad's even part of our group. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to do that, but we've been talking about, like, doing something that and the woman kind of knocks him on the side a little bit, and the guy like, oh, all right, that's enough. That's enough out of you. I've had just about enough. You keep your mouth shut, we'll let you go. And he's like, oh, I was just answering the question. Ugh. No, we don't have anything that marks us specifically. Guildmaster just knows exactly who works for us and who doesn't, and ensures that everyone remembers the same. So you get a sense that there are no specific markings or anything. But he does chime in. He will chime in with one other fact. He's like, oh, but I do know Dusk isn't accepting any new members at the moment. I've been working for the guild since I was a kid at this point, and I'm still not even a ranking member. Can you believe that? Can you believe they haven't made me a ranking member? I've been there for, oh man, it must have been 8 years now, and I'm still a lowly little Overwatch lookout. Ugh. Hopefully when I go back, they'll reinstate me as something better. And she looks at him. He's like, I mean, I'm probably not going to go back anyway, because, she's probably not happy with me, so I'm not going to go back. And at that point, he kind of, he dips his mouth down where the strap is at and kind of puts it back in his mouth on his own and kind of side-eyes the woman. So now you know that it was a painting of a man that was stolen. I'm here, hey everyone. Brandon, what's going on? Howdy, howdy. I will give you a quick overview of where we are at. So currently your group of 4 people was given a pretty odd quest at Heroes Haven where they received a little intricate box. And as they grabbed the box, a key appeared in it, which as they twisted it, popped open the box, and from that came a message for someone looking for help from some operatives to come find a painting that was stolen from them. So after the box was pretty much done, it finished with, we will send a cart out to pick you up and bring you to us. So as soon as the box was done, only a moment later, a random cart, sure enough, showed up. Your group got in the cart and traveled for several hours until you reached a farm field that was massive, and you entered onto the farm field following this dirt path all the way to the middle, which brought you to this barn. As you got to the barn, you were greeted by the woman that most likely was the one who recorded the voice in the box, because they sound very similar. And she steps out of the barn, which it's now raining if you can't hear it. She steps out of the barn and says that she needs your help locating this painting she was talking about. It is called the Constantori's Portrait, and that she prefer to talk about this stuff inside where she has someone else that would like to meet you. So she brought all of you in and took you up to a loft on the top of the barn where there was a man, scraggly, covered in dirt, with patches of beard all over his face, kind of unkept, a little bit of blood on his face. He was tied to the chair. He had his hands tied behind him. He had a gag that was keeping him from shouting anything. And you were told that they grabbed this man during the heist, and his name is Grinky, and they grabbed him during the heist, they knocked him out, and he was supposedly the lookout. And so he has promised to tell you anything you want to know for his release. So she left it at that and allowed you guys to question him as the ones that are going to be going on this quest in the first place. And so you've now questioned him. You've asked him a few things. Number one, you have asked him what the painting looks like, which he told you that he wasn't sure, but the woman, Adriza is her name, was able to tell you that it's a painting of the most beautiful man that ever lived. And they had bought it and were planning on getting together with other members of this society, if you will, to discuss the importance of the masculine beauty and its I wish I could remember all that information again. The aesthetics in general and masculine beauty's influence on society. And then they also told you that they're pretty sure it's arcane in nature, but they didn't have it long enough to determine what that arcane ability is. So you now know that it's a painting of a man that's probably arcane in nature. You're just not sure how. You know that it was taken to this hideout, this safe house that the group has. And you were told that he's not totally sure where they would have taken it. It could have been in the basement, or it could have been in the Guildmaster's quarters. And from the Guildmaster's quarters, you asked, tell us more about this Guildmaster. And you were told that it's a woman who runs a tight ship, and this guy's pretty terrified of her, doesn't want to get on her bad side. But you got the sense that he doesn't know too much about her, which gave you the idea that she keeps a tight ship and she keeps herself separated from those on the lower echelon of society, of this thieves society. So he told you that, and then you found out that there's really no markings that you guys have, or that they have, to denote who is part of this thieves guild that they've got. So that's most of the information you've got. You're more than welcome to ask him any more questions that you would like. But you've also gotten a key from the woman just now that supposedly will probably open some door at the hideout. You're not really sure which one, but it was in someone's pocket from the Thieves Guild that supposedly goes out to a tavern late at night, spends some time out there, gets a little too drunk, and makes their way back. So now you've got a key, and you've got a little bit of information. Brian says it's a trap. Maybe. Never know. You trusted this woman this far. So now, is there any other questions you would like to ask this guy before doing your thing? Now's your chance to gather any other info you would like to. Otherwise, we can get on our way to the missing portrait. Which, by the way, your task as spoken was, this quest, should you choose to undertake it, requires you to infiltrate the Guild House of the Agile Hand, a dangerous thieves guild. Find where the painting is kept, recover it, and return it to Adriza Caramort of the Cognoscenti Esoterica. And that's who you're talking to, Adriza. A preliminary meeting with Adriza has already been arranged, and a coach will arrive shortly to deliver you safely to her location. So that's where you're at now. So you've been tasked with finding the painting, recover it, and return it. Oh, and this, what you're seeing on screen, is a map that the guy gave you, a crude map he drew of his safe house, his guild house. The link for that map is also in the comments if you would like to look at it closer. Ooh, here comes the thunder. Ooh, there's the roll. And the thunder rolls. Bow, bow, bow. DJ says, any other questions, y'all? I imagine it's probably only Brian and Brandon here. So, any other questions? Feel free. Otherwise, we'll move on. Give it another few seconds. Okay. So, with that, the woman looks at you, says, all right. Well, best get on it. My carriage can drop you off relatively close to the guild house. You might just have to do a little bit of walking yourself. And we'll take care of releasing our friend here, so long as he continues to cooperate as he promised. And he's like, ooh, and she kind of shakes her head. Looks like she's probably done dealing with this guy. But with that, your group walks back out. They walk down the ladder, walks out of the barn, and your carriage is still waiting there. And so collectively, your group piles into the carriage, and with the whoosh, you hear the as your carriage continues to move on. So, for about another maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, you continue to travel further and further in the opposite direction of where you came from. So you're still going further away from Here's Haven. But eventually you do come to a point where you're following this winding road through a forested area that you haven't been down before. It doesn't seem like a road traveled often. But at a certain point, the carriage stops. And you hear the as the horses stop once more. And with that, the door opens up, and you see the cheery woman who now has a leather wide hat on, that you see all the rain flowing off the edges of it. Well, all right, gentlemen, this is the stop. You've got a good, maybe 20-minute walk that way before you reach the point. But that's on you. I can't take this much further. It looks like the road up ahead's getting a bit too muddy for the wheels here. So, good luck to you. And sorry. And I'll be here when you're finished. And so she lets you all out. So your group piles out of the carriage into the splash of the mud. And with that, you all look at each other and continue walking down the mud road. So you've got about a 20-minute walk, maybe, a couple miles out down this road. Is there anything you would like to do beforehand? I like to think that was okay. Yeah. She's only super happy because she just had a pretty mean stogie that she finished, because they make them themselves. It's not like there's Marlboro back then. So she had a pretty big puff there and is in a good mood. Got her fresh nicotine in. So, and you see that she hops back up on the carriage as you guys walk a good maybe 50 feet away. And she takes a few minutes, it looks like, kind of three-point turning this thing on a muddy road in the middle of a forest, getting it turned around. So is there anything you would like to do in the meantime on the way to this guild house? Otherwise, we can bring you there. I do got to bring this back up. I forgot I dropped this down earlier. And then let me go ahead and I've got to update that link for the map. Which one of the others? So let me go ahead and get a new link to invite players. And I can edit this now in the video. So join the room to see the map closer. That's here. With the cool 5. Okay, that actually stays the same. Cool. And then with combat tracker, Walsen, Captain Ommoll, Damien, and Lenka. Okay. Now, their health needs to be fixed. I don't know if I edited that, but we'll get to that when we need to. Alright. I need to invite players. Copy URL. And follow along on the active encounter tracker. Right there. Save. Okay. Take the trail normal for the first half. Damien out front, stealthing along. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check, if you will, for your travels towards the guild house. And in the meantime, we'll get back to our fun sound pad here. We still got the rain going, which is cool. I gotta make sure I keep this music down, because it could... Oh no, let's do the tension one. Alright. Okay. So you're making your way down this muddy dirt path at night through the middle of the woods, lit only by the moonlight shining down, knowing that you're making your way towards an obvious thieves guild at a guild house. And you know, Damien, he's comfortable in these kind of situations as someone who used to be a spy himself, but knows enough to know that you shouldn't be comfortable in this situation. So he's spending a lot of time looking side to side, peering through the woods, looking over his shoulder, looking for anything out of the ordinary or anyone that might be nearby. So whoever wants to can go ahead and roll, oh, DJ Widget's got it, a perception check for Damien. Or a stealth check, I mean. Go ahead and roll a stealth, and then go ahead and roll a perception check as you're walking too. All right, we'll take the first one for stealth. Oh, 14, okay. So for the stealth, we have a plus 10, so that's a 24 stealth. And then for perception, we've got, I think it's like a plus 2, minus 1. Oof. So 13 for the perception check. So, quiet as can be, you're a group kind of using the sound of the rain, pitter-pattering in the canopies of the leaves, hitting the ground, covering the rocks. Using this sound to their advantage, manage to go completely undetected as you're walking down the road. Perception-wise, your group doesn't really see anything as they're going. Nothing's out of the ordinary. You don't see anybody come your way or walk the same way as you. Everything's pretty quiet. So then, for the second half, you continue on as is. We'll keep the same rolls. And you get to a point where you can see through the trees, maybe a good 200 feet out. You see what looks to be lit torches around this pretty large building in the middle of a clearing within the middle of the woods. And so now I ask you, how would you like to approach this building? As your group makes their way through the muddy path. Rain battering down on your backs. You feel the cold of the water kind of dripping down your spine a little bit. It's a pretty cold night, even though it's relatively warm weather. The rain it adds an eerie feeling to everything. How would you like to walk up to this large structure in the middle of a clearing out in front of you? Would you like to walk straight up to the front door? Or you could keep an eye out from the woods for a while. You could stealth around the building a little bit. You could do anything you would like. If I am a strength-based character, I would like to approach with my chest out, unafraid. But if I'm clever, I'll sneak around the back. Well, you have both. You have Captain Ommoll, who is a champion fighter, unafraid of anything. And you have Lenka, the wizard, high intelligence. And you have stealthiness with Damien, who you're currently having lead the pack here, lead the charge. This stealthy rogue in front of everybody. So you can kind of do, and I will always use the, for the most part, unless you specify someone does something, I will use the higher valued person for whatever it is you're trying to do. So it is completely up to you what you would like to do. I won't, make you choose the wrong person and make it a bad roll or anything. Does anyone have detect magic? That's a good question. If anyone does, it might be Walsen. He does, yes. Walsen does have detect magic. So, detect magic takes an action. It's a first level spell. Concentration up to 10 minutes. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense the magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around the visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 foot of wood or dirt. How far is the building? Good question. Roll a perception. Haven't gotten too close to the building yet. You're still, a good 100, 200 feet away. Go ahead and roll a perception check to see how far away the building is from the edge of the clear. $19. So with Walsen kind of peering over his shoulder, looking up ahead at the clearing itself towards the end of the winding road, he can see that the edge of the clearing is probably only maybe about 50 feet away from the house or the building, the structure. Is this where we light a brown bag, knock and run away? Totally could be. So you've got about 50 feet on all sides to get to the building. And so as you continue to walk through the mud, contemplating what to do, you see Damien still peering around, stealthing through, kind of, again, using those puddles and the raindrops and the nighttime sounds to its advantage. And then you see Walsen looking up ahead over the shoulder, trying to come up with a plan. What do we do? I see we had some more concurrent viewers chiming in, so feel free. Let us know what you would like to do. Just to give you a quick catch-up on what we're doing. You are currently walking through the woods in the middle of the night, tasked with the job of finding a painting within a thieves' guild up ahead. You know it's in this big building up ahead. And you've been tasked with finding this arcane painting, very expensive, retrieving it and bringing it home. It's currently, like I said, it's raining. It's in the middle of the night. It's a relatively big building in front of you, and you know that there's a guild master there, most likely, with a group of bandits that theoretically stole it. And you've got a map that looks like this, that was crudely drawn by a bandit that you happened to catch earlier. So it gives you a little idea of what's ahead. There's a lookout on the back of the stable building and lookout on the front of the guild house. That is correct. So you can see up at the top and down at the bottom. Or no, up at the top and to the left. There's the lookout station in the balcony towards the back end, and the front end, which is where the path that you're moving to, you assume to be towards the front of the building. You see a note that says lookout stationed on the balcony there as well. If we're looking to sneak, I'd say back of the stable, least chance of being seen. Okay? All right. So we maintain your roll of 24 with the sneak. I was thinking that too. Perfect. Okay. So as Walsen kind of starts to talk about the distance between the clearing and the building, Damien kind of, nods in agreement and does a little bit of a, and off they go off the beaten path into the darker forest. As your group walks through the forest, making your way between what looks to be a very old growth forest. This wasn't freshly put here. You've got some pretty large oaks, some large maples. You're walking in between all these different trees and brush to the point at which you're on the east side of the facility. And you get kind of to the edge of the clearing. Go ahead and roll a perception check for Walsen now as you get towards the edge of the clearing to see what it is you see from the side that you're on. As I swap over to Owlbear, and adjust accordingly here. Alright, you roll Widget or me? Whoever wants it. That's always the scary part. Who's going to roll? Because it's all in your hands. An 8. Okay. So, as your party crouches down near the edge of the forest, kind of pondering around this building, the stable, it is 2 stories tall, so it's as big as the rest of the building that you can see. I've rolled worse. It's relatively tall. You can't see too much else of the facility because of the side that you're on, but what you can see is 5 different windows on the side that look into what seems to be a nearly dark but slightly dimly lit stable. And inside of each one, you see the shadow of a larger creature. You assume to be a horse, but it looks like each one has one. I was trying to sneak and then farted, and they all saw us, and now TPK. No. You're good. On the sneak, you're still okay. I'm keeping the sneak roll collectively because you haven't stopped sneaking yet. So you've been sneaking the whole time. So you had a really good sneak roll there. But with the perception roll, that was relatively low. So it didn't get you in trouble. You see what looks to be 5 stalls with 5 creatures in it. You assume to be horses. So now with that, what would you like to do? Boom, 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 boom. And while you decide what to do, I'm going to grab a quick drink. Also, got my jacket on. This is the time of the year where my basement gets hecka cold. This light is so bright. Need like a little less. I also have all these screens on, and so it like all these white screens, so it makes my face like uber white. It's obnoxious. Hey, I have to go, but I had a blast. I will see you all in the Discord. Have a good night. No problem, Brandon. Have a good one. Appreciate you hanging out. No problem. Bump, 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 bump. What would you like to do? Have Damien check the doors. If not locked, barred from the inside, maybe sneak in through the stables. Okay. Have Damien check the doors. Okay. I assume you mean the doors of the 5 stables. So here, let me swap to this real quick. So I will hide this. and I will bring this back up. Now, I know that this is kind of tiny. Like I said, you're about 50 feet away from the clearing, so you are over here. When you say doors, so all you can see at the moment is that it looks like the building goes this way and this way. You don't know what's on those sides. You have these windows that kind of peer in through the northern opening of the stables. Okay, got it. So, let me go ahead and cut this out as your group makes their way up to the northern side here. As you do, is there a number for this? Let me see. Let me just double check. Yeah. So it looks like it's just an opening. There is no door into the stables. It's kind of like just it's not a round arch, but it's just a squared opening to basically pull a cart into the barn itself. And at the moment, you can see a large kind of like wall of rain. As the rain is picked up, you see a wall of water dripping down from the top of the door, and you see what looks to be like almost a little trench at the bottom of the door. From, I guess, whenever this happens, they tend to have a lot of water rush down in front of it. So you see like a little trench in the door where all the water is dripping down and splashing up. But you kind of have like a wall of rain there. But nothing actually stopping you. So it's hard to see anything inside because, again, it's nearly dark. It is still dimly lit, but it's nearly dark, and now you've got this almost wall of water in the way. But it doesn't look like there's any door preventing you from going in. Yeah, I wish I could show the guys out in the dark there, but I can't because they disappear. Damien sneaks in, staying low and quiet. All right. So we'll go ahead and keep the 24 roll. And let me grab Damien here. All right. So as Damien rounds the corner, I will cut this. All right. And now I will bring this up some. All right. So Damien, stealthily as ever, steps through, kind of pokes his head through the wall of rain that's rushing down from the side of the building over the door. As he does so, you see what looks to be 10 horse stables and a hayloft that line the walls of this barn, which has an open doorway not only on your end, but what looks to be on the far end as well, but not directly on the end, kind of to the side. Additionally, you see this cart in the center of the walk, or the hall here, whatever you want to call that, with flies swarming around what looks to be a full cart of dung, just poop, which is exuding a nasty, awful stench throughout the whole facility. But at the moment, all you see are... Oh, there are a couple more... You see the other stables, too. There you go. Yeah, so you see additionally another path there to go into what looks to be another room, but you're not totally sure. I mean, it definitely is another room. You're not sure what the room is. So you see 10 horses, 10 stables, a cart full of dung, and an entrance/exit on either end of these stables here. Move to the southeast corner of the northwest stable to peek around the corner of the library. Okay, got it. All right, so Damien now, confident in his ability to sneak around, slowly moves to the corner of this stable, peering around, trying to get a better look of what's inside of the next room. Now, inside of here, you see 3 carts occupying the space. You see pegs and hooks on the inner walls, bearing ropes, tackle, leather harnesses, wheels, and leatherworking tools. Shoved into a corner is a crate filled with horseshoes. Nearby, shelves hold smaller boxes filled with buckles, nails, cotter pins, and miscellaneous hardware. So this seems to be, you know, the area that they kind of work on all the stuff they use with the horses, the stuff they take care of the horses with. You see several carts that they probably use when they're not being worked on. But you see a lot of good leather in here, just straps of leather everywhere. You see a lot of good like kind of tools and metalwork items to utilize with the leather to make the different, you know, straps, saddles, and other reins and miscellaneous items that you would use with a horse. Jesse, what's going on? Howdy, howdy. No problem at all. I will give you a brief update as to what we're doing just to get you caught up with everything. So you were tasked in Heroes Haven. You received a message from a mysterious woman, and you were tasked with going to find a painting. They needed help finding a painting. And so you accepted. This cart showed up, picked you up, brought you all the way to a barn. And from there, you met the woman who sent the message. Her name was Alisa, A-L-I-S-A, I believe. God, I should have wrote this down. I apologize, because I keep forgetting her name. But it's something like that. Alisa or something. Anissa? Adrisa. There you go. Adrisa. So you met the woman. She brought you up to the loft of the barn where she introduced you to a bandit that was tied up to this chair, beaten up a little bit, kind of scruffily, and he gave you a little bit of information about the guild, the Thieves Guild that stole this painting of the most beautiful man in the world, and told you that it was arcane in nature. And he told you that Guildmaster Dusk, she is the one that runs everything. She runs a tight ship. She's not too close to the guys at the lower end of the totem pole like this guy. But then he gave you this map that shows you, it gave you a rough estimate of what to expect when you arrive. So this is what he gave you. He told you that the painting might be in the Guildmaster's bedroom, it might be in the basement. He wasn't totally sure where it would be. So after a little bit of information, you got back into that carriage. The woman dropped you off deep into a forest as this rain started to batter down on the carriage, and dropped you about 2 miles away from where they knew the guild house to be. And you've now crept up on this guild house, knowing that you need to find this painting, recover it, and bring it back to Adrisa, as Widget mentioned there, because I could not remember. So you've now walked up to there's a link to that image, by the way. I should pin that. I'll pin it in the chat. So what I just pinned is the link to that image I just showed you. So you have now crept to the eastern side of the building, and you've noticed what looks to be a stable of some sort. And with a high stealth roll of 24, Damien is making his way into this stable as he's just crossed through a curtain of rainwater running down the open door, and is now peering around the corner into what looks like maybe like a workshop almost, called a livery, whatever that is. But he's peering into the workshop and seeing where they kind of fix up the different things that they use with the horses. Or the Cartwright's workshop is what they call it. Was putting together dice box. Huge. Runs to my art gallery, comes running back out of breath. My portrait, it's missing. It's the best one they ever did. Man, that would have been really funny if I just had some picture at the end of this of the... Oh, man. I'm really mad I didn't think about that. I could have had a portrait of myself on there as like a big reveal. Jester, you should have been running this. That would have been an amazing ending to the whole thing. And I think Widget did say something. I'm sorry. If there's no one in the library, grab the rest of the group and bring them in. Okay, got it. So, stealthily, he walks back out and tells the others, all right, looks like some kind of stable. There's a bunch of horses in there. I haven't seen anyone yet, but I've only made it into the stable and the workshop. Come with me. I can get you through the door and into where I saw. And so now, collectively, your group will walk back into the workshop. A livery is where they care for horses. Interesting. I've never heard that word before, ever. So with that, let's go ahead and get a group stealth check from all four of them as they try to sneak up back into this area. But we'll just take an average, and I'm gonna give you. Let's just do it at advantage. We'll do it at advantage. We're using Damien's stealth roll. So go ahead and roll twice. And using Damien's stealth roll, because he's kind of leading the way. He's already walked in here once. He knows where to step, where not to step. So I see Jesse with the first D20. Oh, Widget using the 2 D20s. Let's see what the first two that pop up are. 18, 18. Somehow Widgets went through first. I don't know why. Great rolls either way. That is a 28. So, easy enough as Damien almost collectively has them hold hands, making sure they walk in the correct way. And they manage to make their way into the stable, where you see the workshop. You see what looks to be a door on the far end of the workshop. And in case you can't see it, that's here. You see all the stables going down. You see the little doors to the stable. There's an opening down on the other end. And you see a bunch of windows on this far end. Turns into the museum scene from Ferris Bueller. That's another movie I have not seen, Widget. Sorry to say. Hey, Steve F subscribed today. I see that at the top. They're recent subscribers. Because earlier today I was looking and it was a different name. So, shout out, Steve. I wish that I was live when you subscribed. You would have seen a big... These references won't hit. Sorry. Oh my god, what have you done with your life? I've never been a big movie buff. What can I say? What can I say? Even like the we were just talking about it, the big time Christmas movies, A Christmas Story. I've never watched all the way through. I've only seen a couple bits of it. All of the claymation ones. I've seen Rudolph. I've seen parts of like A Year Without a Santa Claus. Parts of oh geez, the one with maybe they're the same. Yeah. Anyway. I don't know. What can I say except you're welcome? I have seen Moana. But that one. So what would you like your group to do? I haven't watched that one either. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I've seen Elf. Damien will check the west door for traps if locked. Okay. So, continuing on with your group stealth check of 28. Damien's going to move forward to here. right. What do you hear? Go ahead and roll a perception check. And I'll just say roll it with advantage as you have 4 of you listening. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Something's sticky on my chair. I actually forgot I added that advantage, disadvantage command in there until you guys used it. 17 and a 16. So with Walsen's +7, with a 24 perception as you listen. Ooh, let me double check that you... One second. Okay. Yeah. So, as you're kind of making your way through the stable there over to the area where they work on the carts, the rain, it's battering down on the roof of the building. You know, you hear the distant thunder every once in a while. You kind of hear all the natural sounds. But not Damien. Walsen swears above him in the loft of the stable there, he hears a little bit of a... Oh, you guys see that snoring upstairs? And so the group stops for a moment, and it definitely sounds like it's coming from somewhere on the loft up above. But something's definitely asleep up there. Nice one. Thank you. It's the only way I know how to whistle is my tongue. I mean, I can whistle. It's just not as good. Ears to the door stacked up like the Three Stooges. Okay, so you go to check the door. Let me see if first let me check the door. And he said, okay, so the door is locked. And 5 stars on the whistle. Yeah, so the door is locked, but you put your ears up to listen. And in here, we'll use the same perception as he's continuing to listen around as you walk through. Puts his ear up to the door. You don't hear anything in here. It is quiet. Relatively quiet night in general, aside from all of the rain battering down everywhere and the weather, the distant thunder. Where's that at? Where is it? I know it's here. Any arcane runes? No. Looking at the door, it seems relatively straightforward. It's just a regular doorknob. There's a keyhole to it, but it's locked. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to mess up your screen there. I was trying to zoom up here. Sure. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check. As and does the key we were given fit this door? So, first thing before you try the sleight of hand is you try the key that you were given. I need to remember which door this opens. So 1 second. Okay. So it does work. Yeah, not your fault, Jester. I forgot that you weren't here when we had that. So yes. So it does work. So First thing Damien does before he goes to pull the lockpicks out is he grabs that key that you guys were given and he slides it in. And easy enough, a little... And you feel that it turns all the way around and unlocks the door. And as it does so, you start to turn the knob a little bit, and it's smooth. This is a well-oiled door. You get the sense that, as thieves do, they took care in making sure that things stay quiet around here. So it does unlock. It's up to you if you'd like to keep opening the door or not. But you can feel that it has unlocked and that it's very quiet and relatively smooth. It's a smooth door. I see we got a couple more concurrent viewers coming in. Welcome, welcome. You guys are currently infiltrating this guild house, trying to find a stolen painting. And you've made it through the stable and into this cart workshop area where you found a door that you're deciding whether or not you want to walk into. You haven't run into trouble yet. It's raining outside. You've got the natural sounds of the rain pitter-pattering on the canopies around you as you're in the middle of this clearing that's in the middle of a forest. And you're trying to decide what to do at the moment. Move in as quietly as possible. Damien in the lead. All right, so we maintain the group stealth check relatively high. So as he turns the door knob and pushes forward, same thing, the hinges very well oiled. You hear nothing. No, nothing. It is dead silent as you push the door open. And as you do, you see what looks to be the main exit. So you see a door that leads to the north, which you know that's the side that you came in on for the stables. And then you see a door to the south that looks like it goes deeper into the house. And so you've now opened up this door and seen the inside of a small little foyer almost to get out. Move in as quietly as possible with Damien in the lead. Wait till Damien gives the all clear. So he's going to turn around, and without saying a word, maintaining his stealth, he's going to... And he's going to slide in. Oh, but he's not going to slide in on this one, because I have to slide in on this one. Oh, shoot. What is happening? Oh, I'm still on. I got to do the hand. There you go. Okay. So, they're going to pile in. All right. Viewers, you can download character sheets in the description and join us. We control the party as a group, so all ideas are welcome and all get a chance to play 100%. If you are watching and want to chime in on what you want the characters to do, feel free. Type it in the chat. Let me know what you would like them to do. This is just kind of a group playing a group. So I will use the best option for you. I won't try to set you up for failure, but I will not also hold your hand. I will let you make the decisions. Unless, of course, we go a significant amount of time with no one saying anything. Then I'll just do something. So you've now entered into this small little room that seems to be the exit little thing. A mud room, if you will, to get out. So now, what would you like to do? As you're trying. Senses check on the south door. Okay. So go ahead and roll another perception check. And I'll say Walsen does that. Since he's right there, he's going to try and listen to the other side of the door. And see what it is he can hear. I'll zoom in a little bit more for you. All right. A 12 and an 18. So with an 18, well, I don't know if I would have advantage on this one because I only have Walsen listed. So we'll take the 12, but it's plus a 7. So it's still a 19. So with that, on the other side of the room, keep sliding up and down. You don't hear anything. It's quiet. There's no sign of voices in there, no snoring like you heard out in the loft. It's relatively just the mute from the other side. Is that a... Sure. So the door is locked, he feels, and he turns around. He's like, "Oh, excuse me, chap. Let me get that key from you." And Damien's going to nod and hand the key over to Walsen. And Walsen's going to slide it in, turn it. Easy enough. Spins all the way around. Same thing. The door turns. No noise. And as he does so, he is able to feel that the door would open. So it's up to you if you would like to enter or not. Damien's going to sneak it open. All right. So, Walsen's going to slide over to the side. All right. See, the keys seem to work, but I believe that you might be the best one for this. So, tally-o. And so Damien's going to nod once more, slide next to him, and he's going to open the door silently. So, as he opens the door, inside, you see what looks to be some kind of almost office of some sorts, and you're in the back end of it. So the door itself, as you push it open, go ahead and just roll a perception check to see what it is you see about this as you enter the room here. Part of me wants to go back to the like Mission Impossible 007 style music I had playing earlier, but I really like the vibe that this one's given, especially with the rain in the background. Someone other than me. A 9. So as Damien goes in with the 9, he notices that this is definitely, it almost looks like an office for people to, when you arrive, kind of like you would go into a shop, if you will. So there's a counter there. You can see there's clearly an opening to get behind the counter. There looks to be some kind of fireplace here that kind of warms this little area up. You see a window at the front with another door that you know leads out to the little patio that you saw when you walked up. So, yeah, it's empty. There's nobody here. It's pretty late, so maybe it's just not staffed for the time, or maybe someone's just not here. But at the moment, there's nobody in here. Secret levers. So you can roll an investigation check, but how would you like to check this out? Is the whole party going in looking for stuff? Or is only one person going in looking for stuff? So you can tell me who, and then immediately roll after if you would like. All stick together, okay. I need this. Stay all set. All right, so go ahead and roll an investigation check with advantage as the four of you enter into this little room. I'll say with Damien leading the way. Oh, why does I keep forgetting to do that? Switch to hand. Switch to hand. Okay. So we have a 3 and a 15, and we will go with Lenka's investigation, as he will have the highest. So Lenka's investigation is +7. So as you enter in 15 plus 7 with the 22, you notice there seems to be an opening on the southeastern side that goes probably somewhere. You're just not sure yet. Other than that, the only other thing you really notice... Actually, hold on. What did I say? 22. Actually, with a 22, you don't find a secret lever, but you do find what looks to be a hidden door. Is that in the top? Or no? Hold on, I need to understand what this is saying. There's a hidden door, but it actually might be the one you just came in on. Leads to area G6, which I think was... Okay, no. Yeah. You see a secret door right here that you can barely, I mean just barely see the crease of the door. It matches almost perfect with the wall. So you see an opening to the bottom right, you see that, and then behind the counter, you see a small little lockbox tucked underneath of the counter, as well as 2 keys laying on the shelf as well, right next to it. Splitting the party in Barovia was what killed the party's rogue. Rogue should never split off. No one should ever split off. Don't split the party. So, yeah, you see that. So I'll say Damien found the keys and stuff there. You found the door here. And these two kind of noticed the opening at the southeast there. Does the hidden door appear to have keyholes? It does not. It seems to be maybe just a push to open. Yeah, the door seems to just kind of be... It seems to be perfectly made to where it fits in exactly with the wall. But with a keen eye, you're able to just see that it's there. And as you kind of lean on it, you can feel it'll, just like the other doors so far, it's well oiled up. You'd be able to push it. Grab keys and push to open. What does everyone say? All right. So with that, Damien, next to the little lockbox underneath the counter, he's going to grab the 2 keys that are there and kind of tuck them into his little satchel. He slides his Satchemon cards out of the way and tucks his 2 little keys in there. And then as he's doing so, Lenka turns to him. Well, I'll say Lenka walks up to him then. Lenka walks back up to the party and goes, "Oh, the map indicates the basement should be on the other side of the secret door. One of the possible portrait locations. Should we head down?" And the others will kind of peer back at him and nod their head. So now collectively, the 4 of them will turn and walk over towards his side. And go ahead now and roll a stealth check at advantage as your group is trying to stealthily enter into this room for the staircase. And now that you've kind of ixnayed the stealth for a moment to investigate the area, we'll get a new stealth check for it moving forward. Also, you guys have been rolling phenomenally so far. This is impressive. This is impressive. 19 and a 3 plus 10. So, with a 29, your group opens the door silently. And as they do, it reveals what seems to be a hidden staircase that goes down into relative darkness. You see, it's dimmer light than it is up here, but enough to where you can see slightly. That second I heard, you don't jinx us. So, let me swap it here. You've been having Damien go first. I assume that is maintained. So the 4 of them walk in. And you see what you've just found to be a secret staircase that does seem to lead down into the basement. So you see a wooden staircase in the northeast corner. This empty, boarded up room leads to the basement. Anyone with dark vision? So unfortunately, none of you have dark vision, which is the only reason I make it at least that everything is dim light. Because I accidentally, if you remember correctly, made everybody human, which was unintentional. I just forgot to vary that when I was pre-generating the characters. Push the door back closed. Excellent. So on the way in, Captain Ommoll will stop and turn for a moment and just close the door. So you feel that you've secluded it. What's interesting to me is that you have, so these are markings for windows, and you have a secret door into a secret staircase, but you have 3 windows apparently in this room. Quite some secret you've got there. Lenka will cast light on a gold and hand it to Damien, something small enough to give light but can quench by closing his hand. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah, what an odd thing to put there. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but okay, so do you hear anything? Go ahead and roll a perception check, again with advantage, as collectively your group is ear down the stairwell, trying to listen to see if they hear anything in the depths of wherever this staircase leads. So I see we had a couple more people join in. We are currently looking for a painting in this thieves guild, this guild house. And so you've just found a secret door that leads to a staircase that seems to go under the building. 15 plus a 7, so 22. As you listen down below, all you hear is the depths of a almost cavernous area. A little bit of a breeze, kind of like a cool breeze being under the ground, kind of hits your face as you're inching closer and closer. Feel free to jump in with suggestions, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I see we have 6 people, so if you're watching, feel free to hang out. You can even just talk and chat, or you can just hang out and watch if you're interested in seeing how D&D works a little bit. So, but now I ask you, would you like to go down the steps? Remember what section this went to. Got it. I'll say, no. Yeah, no, that's, yeah. Now let's go home. Of course we want to go down. Okay. I just, maybe you wanted to check something else out before you dive in there. All right. So here's where I am going to change your screen a little bit here. So you make your way down the bottom of these steps. Obviously, Damien kind of leading here. I'll put him here, and I'll put Damien here, just so it kind of makes sense that you see everything that you do. Kevin Connor, cool. What's the program you're using to display? Foundry. This is actually Owlbear Rodeo. Oh, I see Jesse answered that. Sorry about that. Rock on, good choice. Yeah, the free choice is the route that I went. The only issue I find with it is that I occasionally do run out of space once I upload all my maps. So that's really been the only downside. But of course, you can always pay for more space. But I try not to do that. So as you reach the bottom of this staircase, this dank cellar reeks of soured wine. Wooden trunks line the south wall, and a chamber to the east contains sacks of barrels and crates. So that would be this. As Damien moves his way down, he can kind of see in the next room. You see what looks to be a bunch of barrels and crates stacked in one of the rooms. So Damien here. I should put their names. I always forget to do that. Oop, I'm still on that. I'll name them real quick as you guys decide what you want to do in these rooms here. Are any of them mimics? How would you like to test that and find out? Oh, that's not Lenka. Ommoll murmuring, wine gone bad. That's alcohol abuse where I come from. And you see one of his flashbacks start to flare up a little bit, and Lenka's going to turn around and just kind of start to murmur under his breath a little bit. Something that seemingly he's done before to calm the big guy down. But he seems to be all right. Lenka and Captain Ommoll. All right. Sun's getting low, big guy. Yeah, it's so Lenka this whole time is actually just Scarlett Johansson. How would you like to determine if they are mimics? Throw rocks at them. Okay. So I'm not going to make you roll for anything for that because you're close enough to where you can do it. So Lenka's going to reach down. Now, being in the cellar here, this dank, like, basement, you know, unfinished basement cellar, plenty of dirt and rocks all around. So Damien slowly reaches down, grabs a pebble of sorts off of it, and he's going to pick one of the chests and just... And he's going to, like, hold his bow before the rock even hits it. And you watch as the rock bounces off one of the chests. And as he does so, the chest doesn't move. And then he slowly picks up another one. And one by one, he tests the multiple different chests and barrels in this room. And collectively, the other three, after, like, the fourth or fifth, start to cross their hands and wait. But he eventually gets through every barrel and crate and chest in here, untrusting of what they may be, and finds all of them to probably just be some kind of storage casket of sorts. You got another movie reference. Yeah, let's go. I did watch all the Marvel movies in order from the original 2008 Hulk all the way up to Endgame. So, we're good there. Are they trapped? Roll an investigation check. If you would like one person to check, let me know. And so just say who you want to check and then go ahead and roll. Or if you want to check as a group or with multiple people, feel free to do that. It is totes up to you. As Damien finishes up with his last... I don't feel lucky this time. Someone else. All right. 12. All right, so we'll say that it's with Damien this time, as he's the one that's been testing to see if, you know, any of these are mimics or not. So he'll walk up to these and he'll start to kind of investigate around the different caskets and cases and chests and everything. And he doesn't think there's any kind of trap or anything to any of it. It all seems fine. Oh, this is one area, isn't it? Technically. I think it is. Yeah, it is. So what would you like to do now? What's in the box? So after checking to see if anything's trapped, he finally takes one of these caskets here, one of these chests, and he's gonna start to lift it up, and it's open. He's able to lift it, and inside of the box itself, you find, as soon as I find where my room went, there it is. It's empty. You open up the box, and it looks like as he continues to open more and more, several other boxes, all of these are empty. And so you gather that it's for one of two reasons. Either, one, this is where they keep all of the crates and barrels and stuff that they've stolen and emptied out, and now they just, keep all the extra storage downstairs. Or these are the extras that they use when they're maybe transporting the goods that they have or something along those lines. But it seems like all of this is an empty storage area to be able to utilize the different caskets and such. Brandon Rains, what's going on? Howdy, howdy. Good to see you. Quick update on what you're doing. You've currently infiltrated this guild, Thieves Guild house, looking for a stolen painting of the most beautiful man to have ever lived, is what they refer to it as. But it is also supposedly arcane in nature, but the people who had it, who bought it, didn't have it long enough to be able to study it and find out what it is the thing does. So, and Jesse has claimed that the painting is obviously of him. So you've now gone through the first part of the upstairs. You made it through the stables, through the cart workshop, into what looked to be some kind of lobby of sorts in the building. And then you found a secret door into a set of steps that leads downstairs, which is now where you've come to be here. You've inspected all of these chests, and they are all empty. A picture of me, I'm flattered. Big twist, the painting is just a mirror. I do need to see. Let me get out here. So now, as you've entered this room, you've checked all the chests. You can tell that there's some kind of door to the right. What would you like to do? What do you hear? So I will say, I won't make you roll again. You guys did listen from up top of the steps, kind of listened down into the room, and you had a pretty high perceptive roll, and you heard pretty much nothing. The room smells of just dank, sour alcohol, wine, sour wine, gone bad. But it just smells bad down here, and you got a nice moldy draft, but you don't hear anything. Check the room with the barrel, see if we catch sight of any artwork. If not, check the door on the right. Okay, so as you peruse around the room, you don't see anything really. As you make your way over to the side with the barrels, again, empty barrels, empty crates, empty everything. But as your group makes their way to the door on the right wall, it's not a secret door, it's not hidden, you see on the door a note plastered onto the front of it. And on the note, it says, "Here are the rules. Look for keys and keyholes. Watch out for my pets. Follow the arrows, but don't let them hit you. Trust your ears, and remember, a little pressure can be a good thing. Get out alive. Remember, you wanted this. Good luck, Grunt. Dusk." And so I see the question of unlocked. So as they read it, they do touch the handle, and this one is unlocked. Post that, please. Will do. Will do. That's a good idea. I should have actually had that posted already. I'll just, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll put it in the... Oh, it's too long. So there's the first part. And the last part. I see we got somebody in Twitch. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to chime in if you would like to tell me what you want the characters to do. Currently, all of your characters are looking for a painting that's been stolen. They're in this Thieves Guild house. And they've made it through the first part of the house, quiet as ever. And they have made it. That's where they are now. Have not seen a single soul. But in this area, you've checked all the crates, all the barrels, all the boxes, and there's nothing. All of them are empty. But you've come across this door on the right side that has the following note on it. It says, "Here are the rules. Look for keys and keyholes. Watch out for my pets. Follow the arrows, but don't let them hit you. Trust your ears, and remember, a little pressure can be a good thing. Get out alive. Remember, you wanted this. Good luck, Grunt. Dusk." And you would know that by Dusk, they probably mean Guildmaster Dusk, who you have heard the name already. So. A testing ground, perhaps. Do we think they'd keep it here, or are we heading to Dusk's quarters? So it's up to you guys. What do you think? Captain Ommoll wants to know if you think it's worth going through this door, through this test. Do we think they would keep the painting down here, or should we check elsewhere? And I will fix this view a little bit. Get a little more centered. Like a Tarantino movie. What would you like to do? Open the door? Don't open the door. I don't actually know if my wife has gotten home yet. Give me 1 second. I assume she has. Turn my phone down now. It's the more secure place. Stands to believe they would keep stuff here. Alright. So it sounds like you're going in. So with that, I will say that Damien shrugs, looks at the door, and slowly pushes it open. As he does so, you see on the other side what looks to be a pool of sorts. With a walkway around it. Sorry, I just need to make sure. Okay. Don't stand in front of the door. Got it. Since I already quote-unquote opened it, I'll just let you know nothing happened standing in front of the door. So you open the door, and on the other side you see, like I said, this square pool of sorts. It's a 10-foot square pool of murky water that's occupying most of the room, with the narrow ledge surrounding the pool and a chalk-drawn arrow on the east wall that points down. So you see an arrow on the wall to the east pointing down, and you see this pool in the middle of the room with a walkway going around it. And Jesse says, "I see 2 keyholes." Follow the arrow. Okay, so Damien leads the way, piling in with the others. And as a group, you all kind of make your way around the pool here. And roll an investigation check for Damien as he checks out. Okay, readying the dodge action. Okay, got it. Got it. So the arrow would be here. On the wall. Somewhere on the wall here. go ahead and roll an investigation with Damien as he's checking out the arrow. He'll be the only one checking it out because it's such a narrow path around here that the others aren't necessarily able to help out at the moment. $15, and I think that he had a -1. Is that what he had? Damien, investigation, +1. So 16. With a 16, you don't find anything around the arrow itself. You check out the wall, you kind of feel around it, you feel the floor below it. Nothing seems out of place. There doesn't seem to be anything usable or that you can utilize that this arrow would be referencing specifically. Perception in the water. Okay. Go ahead and roll. Oh, is there anything in the water? So go ahead and roll a perception check. We'll say Walsen decides that as he's watching Damien check. Oh, I'll check the water here. Now, the water is very, very dark. Very murky. Very nasty looking. But go ahead and roll a perception check. Roll it, Brandon. Are you scared to roll? 17 plus 7, 24. All right. With a 24, Walsen gets down low towards the pool. And, I mean, face right up to it, and you can't see a thing. But with a 24, he is able to kind of discern that it's relatively deep. He reaches his hand kind of deep inside, feeling the sides, and it seems like it keeps going, but you can't see anything. We're all scared. No, I don't want to feel like I'm taking all the spotlight. Got it. So yeah, with a 24, you can't see a thing in the water, but you're able to feel like it's relatively deep. What way does the arrow point? It's pointing straight down. Length of the rope and tie a weight on the end to measure the depth. Okay, so as Walsen, he stands up, kind of wipes his hands off, gets the murky water off of it. He's going to pull out a rope, and Damien continues to just, check around everything on the wall and the floor, looking at the ceiling, see if maybe the arrow's pointing the wrong way and kind of trying to lead them astray. He's going to take the rope that he's got, picks up a rock off the ground, kind of ties the rock around it, and drops the rope in. And he's able to discern that the bottom, he hits the bottom at about 10 feet down. Flashbacks of dark pools and doppelgangers in the water, ? It's up to you guys. You have deciphered that the floor is about 10 feet down. Belly flopper cannonball. So with that, Walsen ties his rope nicely away, puts it away. Wow, look at these rolls coming in late. And as he kind of goes out for a belly flop, kind of tucks forward, tucks his legs in, kind of hits the water, splashes some murky, nasty water up. Is the water cold? He felt it. It was not warm by any means, but it's not like it was uber cold to the point where, it was like a polar bear plunge. But he gets the water. Go ahead and roll a perception check as he starts to swim down and kind of, you know, check out what's around him underneath. Okay, got it. Is there a pressure pad? So as your group has walked around, they haven't stepped... Oh, nat 20. They haven't stepped on anything that would set anything off. So, Walsen, loving it. It feels good. He's been stressing out walking in here, trying to be as quiet as possible, because he's not as good as those rogues. But he's finally down in this area where, you know what? Screw it. I'm going in the water. He jumps in. He's kind of having fun with it, and he's able to kind of swim down to the bottom and feel it out. He finds a couple different things. First thing he finds is a key. As he's kind of feeling out the bottom of the pool, going corner to corner, holding his breath as long as he can, he finds a key resting in the middle of the pool. Additionally, to the east side, around where the arrow was, he finds what seems to be some kind of door of sorts, some kind of hatch. And I think that's everything. Yes. So he finds a hatch, and with that nat 20 roll, it does feel like there's some kind of, you know, opening on there, some kind of keyhole on there that he assumes maybe this key could fit into. But with that, he swims back up to the others and tells them, "Roy, first off, the water fountain here feels great. Second, it seems to be there's a hatch down here, about right under the arrow you're working on there, sir. And I got this key." And he holds it up out of the water. Keyhole in the hatch. So, as he finishes the sentence, one of them, Lenka, looks down. He's like, "All right, do we want to go try the key in the hatch? Should we all go? Walsen, you got this. How do we want to handle this?" Take the key. Oh, I gotta put Walsen in the water. I'm against doing anything in dark water. Bad things happen in dark water. Should we also try our other two keys in the holes up here? There are no holes up here. Ignore those two black dots on the ground. They shouldn't be there. Immersion ruined, yeah. I know. Blame the map makers. I didn't make the map.
Hey, did you feed Cody?
No, I should eat it. Got it. Yeah. Let's try the door under the water. All right. Walsen. All right, chap. I'll handle this. And he's going to swim down to the bottom of it as the others wait up top around the edge of the pool for the okay. Hello, Mrs. Moore. She just walked upstairs, but I'll tell her you said hi when she comes back down. And so with that, he swims down, feels around for the keyhole he had, puts the key in. You hear a little under the water. He's going to twist it, and it's a little bit of a pull to open up because it's within the water, so it's a little slower. But as he does, you can't see anything, but you feel like a rush of maybe slightly colder temperature water as immediately a swarm of teeth surrounds Walsen. I need some I need some initiative rolls, please. Why is this not playing? There we go. Oh, I can turn the rain off. You're not outside anymore. Oh, yeah. All right, let me swap over to the combat. And I do need to fix some health here real quick. When you get a chance, can you give me Walsen's max HP, please? Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do that. Walsen. It is 45. All right. Let me save that. And then can you give me Captain Ommoll's, then Damien's, then Lenka's? Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So 52, 45, 38. Thank you. I just have to edit their stats real quick. Captain, because I forgot to edit them on the initiative tracker. 52. And Damien's was. Appreciate your help also, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 38, 45. And then finally, Lenka's. He's got a whole bunch of HP, doesn't he? 38. Look at him go. Alright, so add their health back. Give them max. Okay, and then I just need to add this. Okie dokie. All right, now let me go through our initiatives here. We had a 7 and 11. And I need 2 more initiative rolls when you get a chance. So -1, so it should be 6. And so -2 means this should be 8. And that was an 11. And he's got +2, so 13. And Damien, you just rolled a 6 for Damien. He's got +4. And Lenka, as soon as another D20 comes through, sorry, just waiting on that, is an 11. This is 13. Okay. Okie dokie. So, wait. Oh, that's wrong. That is incorrect. Okay. Sorry. 13. I gotta re-put these in. 11 plus 2 is 13. Walsen was a 6 plus, no, -1, so 5. And Damien is +4, it's 11, he got a 15. Okay. And then they had a 14. That's better. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put this up on the screen. And then I need to re-upload this copy URL. I've noticed that when I don't do this for a while, it actually loses a lot of the data within these. Okay. All right. We are back at it. So, Walsen's just inside. I'm not going to have any kind of surprise round because I feel like you were already on edge. Had a feeling, you know, something's going to happen soon, so they weren't totally surprised. But all of a sudden, all these teeth are surrounding you. So, go ahead. Damien, what would Damien like to do? I would say, honestly, Lenka and Captain Ommoll don't know that anything's happening at the moment. So, they're not getting surprised by anything, but they don't know that anything's happening at the moment. So, you can have them prep something if you would like, as if they were already ready for something just in case something happens. But I would say they don't actually know what's going on. Drop coin in the water to try to light it up to help him find the keyhole. Oh, okay. Of course it's Feyre and piranhas. Of course it is. What would you like to do? Oh, that's his action. He's dropping the coin in. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so Damien will drop the coin in and kind of light up the water a little bit. So after that, it is now the Swarm of Quippers' turn. So they are going to... I need to swap this over here. Sorry. So I find another good space and vice versa. This one can move through it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. Okay. Piranhas. Why did it have to be piranhas? They don't know. Yeah, you're correct. They don't know what else to do. So the piranhas, the quippers, sorry, are going to go here. And they're going to use their bites attack. Melee weapon attack +5 to hit. Reach 0 feet, so they have to be on them. One creature in the swarm space. Hit. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and roll. D20 to hit. A nat 1? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh! All right. So, now that the piranhas go frenzy on them for no reason, not only do they not bite them, but they go flailing kind of out of parts of the water. And immediately, the other three see these little piranha-looking things flailing out of the water, trying to catch Walsen as he's, you know, kind of shooing them off of him, shooing them away. And they don't do anything. Ugh. That was lame. Yeah, I didn't catch that one. I assumed the piranhas one, but I didn't catch that one. All right. So I would say the others are now aware that something's in here and something's happening. But they can't really see them because the murky water is so... Well, but I'd say with the light, not a bad idea. You drop the light in, it lights it up. They can see the piranhas. The quippers. All right, so Lenka is up. What would you like Lenka to do? It's hard to get out of the pool. It's Adult Swim time. I will turn the music down a little also. So what would you like Lenka to do? Mr. Spellcaster himself. I'll need to add all of their spells onto here. But I can pull up my Google Drive and see what spells he has. Cast Friends on the Swarm. Okay. Alright, alright. 1 second. I gotta remember exactly. Does he have friends? Oh, yeah, he does have friends. Yeah, yeah. Friends 5e. Alright. For the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. When the spell ends, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood. A creature prone to violence and another creature might seek retribution in other ways, depending on the nature of your interaction. And that's concentration. So for the duration, you would have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature. Is that what you would like to do? Nah, never mind. Yeah, I thought that might not have been what you intended. So at the moment, you've got this swarm of quippers surrounding Walsen here, underwater, in front of this tunnel, and they're all biting on him like a group of piranhas, or at least trying to. They did just miss their attack. But they're all trying to eat him alive as the others are seeing the frenzy here. So Lenka, the wizard, stares down. He sees all the flopping of the fish flying up, and he sees the movement of the water as Walsen's flailing to get away. Any way to use the barrels from the other room to empty the pool? You could try. What about magic missile on the fishies? Sure. I will start a poll. Magic missile? Or I'll just say which. Start poll. All right, I'm seeing magic missile. Going once, going twice. Magic missile it is. All right, go ahead and roll a magic missile attack. Oh, we had 3 votes. Yeah, two out of 3 for magic missile. So if somebody wants to hit the magic missile dice from Lenka, firing into the murky water as he watches these fish fly out of it, he's going to go, beep, beep, beep. 434 plus 3. That was a really good roll. Holy cow, a 14 magic missile. Get out of here. All right. That will be Lenka's turn, unless you want him to move, which I imagine not. So now you've got Captain Ommoll in the corner watching as the fish surround his friend here. Just double check one thing. Okay, yeah. Captain Ommoll's turn. Is he jumping in? Is he swinging? I imagine he's jumping in and swinging. Sploosh. I guess it's up to you if you want him to stay up top or jump in. But either way, you can go ahead and roll attack. I imagine you'd have him stay out. So, you can... Can we use javelin not thrown? Would Ommoll be able to reach, grab Walsen, and pull him out? Oh, that's a good call. I think that he could reach in and grab him, for sure. So would you like him to grab Walsen or attack the fishies? Or throw a spear? Because he does have a javelin. I can... Oh, I don't want to throw. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely reach them without throwing it. All right, so do you want to try and spear a fish out of the water with a javelin? Stabby stab a fish in the water with a sword? Or try to pull Walsen out of the water? I see one vote for javelin. Two votes for javelin. We'll just go ahead and say that one wins because I think that would be majority. So with the 2 votes for javelin, go ahead and roll a d20 to attack the fishies. And whatever you do, don't roll a nat 1 as you try to javelin these fish that are surrounding your friend. That is the last thing you want to do, that's for sure. It was a 3, not a nat 1, so I'll allow it. But you do miss. You do not hit the equippers as you try to stab them out of the water. I had to put that on there. Hey, it wasn't a 1, you know. It could have been worse. As Walsen watches this shiny sphere with the light from the coin glinting off of the tip of it, slides by his face in the murky water. Action surge, it's up to you. You can action surge if you would like. You just tell me what you want. And pull him out. What do y'all think? Remember, if you're attacking, you get 2 attacks. 4 if you... Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. I forgot about the second attack as well. Go ahead and roll another d20 for the second attack. And whatever you do, don't make that one a nat 1. Because that would be crazy. Ooh, it's 2 1s. It's not a natural 1. 11 plus, what is it, 4 for him? Let me see. No, plus 7 for him. 11 plus 7, 18 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your attack with the javelin, which is 1d6 plus 4 piercing damage. So go ahead and roll a d6. As you, watching your friend flail around in the water, miss your first javelin stab to try and kill one of these fish that's in there. Carefully take aim the second time. You watch one of the fish flop out of the water, go down, and you stab it. And you do 4 plus 4, 8 piercing damage to this swarm as you're watching more and more fish float to the top with the 3 magic missiles that went flying in. Your javelin goes through, stabs 1 or 2 of them. You're seeing all these dead fish start to fill the water with murky blood that's sending the others into more of a frenzy. Alright, that will be the end of his turn. It is now Walsen's turn. What would you like Walsen to do as he's flailing around underwater? Alright. So, he is going to get out of the pool. And typically, he's not going out of range because he's within 5 feet. So, he wouldn't normally have an opportunity attack. But I'll say since he's leaving the physical biome that they can reach in, I will get like one last bite as he goes flying out of the water. One of these things flies out to kind of like grab him on the booty just as he tries to leave the water. A 12. Actually, he's 5 up and 5 out. But I think he's still technically within range because like if this is where they're at in the pool, right, and the fish goes on him, if he goes up and over, he's still within 5 feet this way, I think. So technically, I think that he would still, by rule, be within melee range, because he's also within melee range still. But I'm looking at biomes here. He's literally leaving there anything they can do. 12, what did I roll, a 12? Plus, where are they at? Oh, there it is. 5, 17 to hit Walsen. What is his AC? It is a 15. They do hit. They have less than half of their HP, so they deal 2d6 piercing damage. So, I'll do one here, and I'll do one over in the Discord. I mean, over in the Twitch. So, it's a 4 in Twitch, and a 3 here, so 7. 7 piercing damage to Walsen as he makes his way out of the water. The chat seems active. I sent 2 chats in the Twitch just now. I guess one sending in the Nightbot, one back. It says the chat seems active. Okay, what did I just do? Sorry, 7. 7 damage, right? Yeah. 7 damage to Walsen. That's how I would justify them getting out. Yeah. I agree. Okay. So Walsen gets out. He uses some movement to get out. Is there anything you would like him to do with his action as he's just climbed out of the pool itself? Rule of cool, for sure. Anyone who doesn't follow the rule of cool, like, what are you even playing for? You know? Let's see what other sounds we have in here. Ooh. Ooh, you hear the strings coming in? Does he have another action? He has not used his action yet. He just climbed out of the pool, so he only used his movement. So he still has his action and bonus action if you'd like to use that too. Oh, and I did forget to hit next on the combat tracker. Oh no, I was still... Why is that not updating? Sacred Flame them, if nothing else. Yeah. Sorry, just trying to fix the tracker because it's not showing that it's updated. Okay, it shows Damien, but that's not correct. Okay, Sacred Flame them. You go ahead and roll an attack for Sacred Flame. So I don't think that's a saving throw. I will double check though. Oh no, it is a dexterity saving throw. It is. It is. D20. Oh, Jesse, I gotta take the second one, whatever it is. Oh! A nat 20. They save. So, Walsen, as he gets bit in the butt, turns around. Oh, my God. Yeah! And he shoots into the water at the fish that's falling down on top. And it goes right by him as the fish flops down into the murky water. He does not hit him, unfortunately. So that is Walsen's turn, unless you want to use a bonus action, but I doubt you do. So it is now Damien's turn. And for the same reason that they gave them an opportunity attack, I would not consider them adjacent to your ally for the purposes of sneak attack. He set that up. He knew what was going to happen. Oh, man, I wish Nightbot was on my side all the time. So would you like Damien to fire? Oh no, he's not hand crossbow. Sling some bolts. Go ahead and roll an attack. Sending that short bow. +15 +7, 22 will hit. So go ahead and roll a d6. A d6 +4 for damage. This could do it, I'll tell you that much, depending on what you roll on the d6 here. Here it goes. It does not. A 2 +4, you deal 6 damage to the swarm of quippers as Damien takes his aim, seeing another fish kind of reach just the surface of the water as it goes to dive back down, and he releases, sends it in, not only through that one, but goes through another fish as the bolt kind of floats back up to the top with 2 flailing fish attached to it. That is Damien's attack. You do have a bonus action to dash, disengage, or hide if you would like. But I don't think you'd really be doing any of those because I don't know if you could. So it is now their turn. There is not much they can do. So they are currently flailing, trying to reach you. So I will consider that as a prepared attack. And at this point, I'll go ahead and end it because thematically you guys aren't going to go in the water, obviously. You're going to sit there and continue to shoot them. And where's the volume? There's. So after another shot or two from Lenka and Walsen using their cantrips, some bows flying, you manage to finish off the last of the fish. As you see bodies just floating at the top of the water. I'm no art expert, but I don't believe thieves looking to keep a painting are going to take a painting through a watery tunnel of teeth fish. Perhaps this was the wrong direction. I thought it was a mirror. You guys don't know what it is. I think you are right, though. So now the question is, do you continue on through the tunnel or do you turn back around? What would you like to do? So you're turning back around? I see yes, and I think you're right. I would like to do both. Here, I'll put the poll out. Oops, not start a Q&A. Come on now. Start a poll. Which? Turn around. Or move forward through tunnel. All right. Brandon Rains, I'm curious about the pool. So what are you gonna decide to do? Ooh, I see, what, 2 out of 3 move forward through the tunnel? And I believe that's how many people we have here. So I'll say a couple more seconds. Going once. Going twice. All right. Ending it here. So with that, your collective party looks at Walsen. Well, I think that's probably it. Otherwise, I believe I would have been attacked by some other things. So, back in we go. And he's going to turn, look down into the murky water, angelic pose, dive, swan dive, flip, tuck, in the water he goes. And he's going to make his way through the water. Hold, grab coin. All right. Damien will, as he floats down, grab the coin that he dropped in the water, pick it up off the ground. And as Walsen goes through the water, he starts to feel around. He's not seeing any immediate source of exit. But as he's kind of feeling the now narrower tunnel, only about 5 feet wide, he does feel something up top, like almost an opening, and it leads to a board that it seems to be over top of it. And so as he feels it, he pushes up on it, and it seems to be like a trap door that's unlocked that he's able to flop over. And as he does so, he's able to stick his head up out. And as he does so, you see... Just 1 second. What looks to be some kind of long tunnel. Dead ends. Meanwhile, everyone else is drowning. Yeah. Pretend this only takes a few seconds. He sticks his head up out, and he looks, and it looks like there's kind of several areas to stand here. But you're basically within a long tunnel that's going north to south. And it doesn't look like there's really a defined end to the south. It just dead ends. But you see a whole slew of arrow slits down the sides of the walls. And as he looks, you're not able to discern what's on the other side of the arrow slits because you're not close enough yet. But you also are confident enough that... What is turning here? What am I moving? Oh, is this... That's kind of cool. I don't know how that just happened. There we go. You're confident that you can climb up without being seen from the other side of the arrow slits. So your party collectively climbs up on top and prepares for whatever may lie ahead down the hallway. And I think with that, I'm actually going to end it tonight because I am slowly starting to feel a little bit of a headache coming through. And I'm finding it hard to keep my eyes open as well. Oh! I've been staying up way too late. Goodness gracious, these cards, I tell ya. But yeah, that is the beginning to our Keys from the Golden Vault little campaign we've got going on here. A little encounter that we've got going on. In an attempt to find this painting. Don't yawn, I can't afford yawns. Yeah, sorry, Widget, I'm not trying to make you yawn at work. Yeah, good spot, but I gotta get some sleep. Good game all. Yeah, no problem. Me too. I get that. I gotta go to sleep too. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. I will calculate out the gold and stuff for Sachamon. Probably tomorrow. I'll send that out. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you playing, and we will continue this. Like I said, this is probably my last stream until after Christmas because I have so much to build by Christmas time. So I'll still be in the Discord. I'll be active over there. I'll be talking to you guys. So I'll be around. But I won't have the time to really plan anything for streams until after Christmas. So, all right, Widget, have a great night at work. Hope everything goes awesome. Night, Jesse. Good talking to you. Night, Brandon. Good talking to you. I will catch you guys later.